intensity displayed by Team Canada, maybe absent at the present time. Naslund. Brings it inside the line. Corporal watching him. Naslund swings around the net, looks to make his centering pass with now a minute to play in the first period. Back on the left side. Here's Lidstrom's shot. That's taken off to the near corner. Sweden putting some pressure on. Now Ranford goes down. Has to smother that. He lost the puck just for a moment.
Good defensive coverage by Team Canada, allowing Bill Ranford to hang on. At the other end, this is something I've never seen before. First of all, the size of the cage of the goaltender. He could use that in the offseason to house his parrot if he has one. Look at the size of that thing. His catching glove, he could use that thing to net salmon, I think. I've never seen a goaltender with a glove that big. And Don, the goal stick, the blade, there's no tape on it. And a couple of times the puck has hit the blade of his stick and has spun away. Tape on that goal stick will pad the puck when it hits it. And he's very superstitious. You saw him there on the inside of the goal net. He'll do that a lot during the game.
He moves right in, doesn't he, like he lives there. Now he comes back to the crease as play picks up. 40 seconds to go. Cornwell against Salming. Salming drives it around the boards. Now Thomas Steen has it. Steen with Salming. Drops it off to Boria. Got a weak shot away in the direction of the Canadian goal, but it's kept in play by Dahlin. Dahlin centering past Steen. And a good reaction there by Ranford to block that on the short side. Sweden with an excellent scoring chance just denied. Graham. He digs, he checks, and he gets it out. Dahlin has it. 10 seconds to go in the period now. Ranford way in behind the goal, juggling it. Drops it for Smith. And that is going to do things for the first period here, in a period that the Canadian hockey fans from coast to coast had to enjoy. Their team's ahead 3-0.
Three things we saw that period. A, Billy Ranford was much better than that man, Soderstrom. The Canadians were very, very good along the boards to help set up all three goals. And that guy, Wayne Gretzky, was outstanding in on all three. That leads to a 3-0 Canadian lead.
Not only in on all three, he made all three happen. Two came shorthanded. Team Canada leads 3-0 after one. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Well, it's going to be very interesting on Monday, the reception that he may get when we stop into Quebec City for the USSR Canadian hockey game.
Yeah, that's going to be a sideshow. That is the hockey game to the Lindros event at the Coliseum in Quebec City.
It is making headlines daily in the French papers up in Quebec City. The Eric Lindros saga continues.
I just hope it doesn't turn ugly, and it could. Second period is underway.
Well, he looked pretty good in the Ranger uniform.
A lot of uniforms. There's McInnes throwing it out to Borje Salming for Sweden. He taps it back inside the blue line of Canada as Smith goes rink wide. McInnes off the boards for Messier, and Messier, as you know, is on the move. He'd like to be out of Edmonton. You said you wonder who's going to be left with the Oilers, the way all the talk is swirling around. Messier skating on the ice as number 9 takes a shot. Rundqvist. Rebound. Ranford down. Salming's backhand. That is blocked by Shanahan. Second chance for Salming, and it's cleared away with a big goal stick of Bill Ranford, and back out to center ice and down to the Swedish zone. Icing here against Team Canada.
Strong start for Bill Ranford. Once again, he relaxed last night by going to the Blue Jays game, the win over the Baltimore Orioles. And I was talking to a number of the Swedish players, Don. They talked about Borje Salming, 16 years with the Leafs, 1 year with Detroit. They can't believe that he's 40 years of age. They said the body that he has for an athlete is still in marvelous shape. And if you think about it, they play half of the amount of games in Sweden than what they do here in the North American NHL. So for Borje, he may play for a few years yet. With his conditioning and the amount of games that they play over there, hey, keep it going.
He gave Toronto Maple Leaf fans some wonderful memories, Borje Salming did, and they welcomed him back here heartily, along with Daryl Sittler, introduced before the game to the Gardens tonight. In the Team Canada quarter, Sweden very much aware of how important the next goal is. Much as the United States was aware when they got down to Team Canada by 5. They battled back to make it close in Hamilton. Larmer now with a check from Sandstrom. Swings away from Alf Dahlin and will come up the left side. Corson gets bodied by Samuelsson. Larmer carries on. Larmer being hounded from behind as he works it across to the point. Desjardins keeps it alive for Canada. Larmer leaving it for Corson. Corson behind the net for Gretzky. Can he engineer another goal? He's set up 3 already, waiting to make his move. They all freeze as Gretzky goes back and forth behind the net.
Penalty coming up to Ulf Samuelsson. I think he knocked the goal net off the mooring as this was happening. One of the Swedes did. I'm not sure if it was Samuelsson.
All right, this is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Out the play of the Swedish club by not going after Gretzky. Watch Samuelsson. He's got one arm on the crossbar, and he'll push it back and forth, trying to disguise it. Yet the net will come off. Gretzky waits. He's patient. Everybody's covered up high, except for Samuelsson knocks the net off the mooring there, and he's caught. So obviously, the Swedes have talked about Gretzky standing up behind the net, and you there were able to see what their game plan was, not to go get him.
Shanahan is on the left for the faceoff taken by Lindros. Gretzky's on the right. McInnes and Coffey on the ice for Canada on this power play opportunity. Here's Lindros centering it, picked up by Garbenloff and cleared for Sweden. Here's Coffey now making the pass on the left side. Or Shanahan inside the blue line, or it's Larmer out there. Larmer gets turned around and the puck is golfed away. Ranford saving it for McInnes. In turn for Gretzky. Gretzky in full flight to center ice. Hits the Swedish blue line. Now waits to make the play. Good fake. Beats McInnes for Lind. Couldn't get his stick on it. Now McInnes to Gretzky in the Swedish corner. Fleury. Gretzky, and here we go again behind the net. Out to Fleury. Couldn't get a shot away. He was all tied up, and it's cleared down the ice.
That time it worked for the Swedes. They didn't go get Gretzky. The pass was made, but everybody was covered. I'll guarantee you, before this game's over, Gretzky will make something happen by setting up behind the net.
Now McInnes. Offside, whistle down. Howardchuk stepped inside there at the blue line.
Don, on power plays, when the other team gets the puck, the penalty-killing team, and they dump the puck down, at times players don't hustle back to reset their power play. When you watch Gretzky out here, every time the puck was shot down by the Swedish team, Gretzky got on his horse and hustled back to retrieve the puck and led the rush. This guy has got a mission. You can see he is on a mission right now in this tournament, and he's making it happen. And that guy sitting to the left side of Gretzky, Gretzky's left, Lindros, if he sits there and watches and learns, you can almost see the way Lemieux improved his play during the '87 Cup. You see it happening here to Lindros. The leadership is there.
Here's McInnes collecting it behind the Team Canada net. Makes his pass off the boards left side. Relay right wing now for Coffey. They can't get it to him. Bergquist can't clear. Howardchuk brings it forward. Fleury on his left. Around behind the Swedish goal it goes. 27 seconds to go in Sweden's penalty. Robitaille. McInnes. Robitaille takes it again. Down beside the net. Swept away from Howardchuk. Now a little Fleury with it. Back to McInnes. Robitaille was gathering up his stick and interfered with McInnes. The rest to come back and save it from Lundqvist. 5 seconds to go on the penalty. Long shot off the blocker of Bill Ranford is turned away. Samuelsson steps on the ice. Sweden's weathered the power play. Robitaille. Howardchuk trailing with Fleury. They're getting tired. They'll need a change soon. They're trying to get possession so they can make some moves. And finally, as Sweden brings it forward, Team Canada does change. Naslund to the corner, a centering pass for Steen, and Steen got tied up by Graham. Couldn't get a shot away. Graham now gets it out for Sutter. Across to Murphy with Tocchet. And Graham, Tocchet, and he couldn't get it. The puck was high, and he banged at it in midair. Couldn't connect. Sutter with it now for Tocchet of the Philadelphia Flyers, who plays it in behind once again. Graham goes into check. Thomas Sandstrom for Sweden over on the far board, battling along with Kjell Samuelsson. Samuelsson goes down. Steen picks it up, and play is whistled down in the corner. 3-0 Canada, and this is the Labatt.
8 under. Not bad. Brought the Abbey to her knees today.
Great day for the Walrus, and that's a tough course to bring anywhere near the knees.
He's become a great hockey fan. And, of course, Wayne Gretzky in particular.
Wow, what a sports week here with the Blue Jays at home earlier in the week. The Labatt Canada Cup, the Canadian Open. It's all on CTV this week. Now here is Corson across the blue line. Splits the defense. Can't get through. Almost did, though. A sandwich of Samuelsson and Johansson kept him at bay. Now Larmer with it. Larmer feeding it inside the line for Corson. Corson in front. Oh, and a chance for Gretzky, and a good save by Tommy Soderstrom. Ahead for Gretzky. And there's a stoppage in play and some feelings running high. Corson getting a little heated. Nothing more will come of that. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CT.
Seen one matchup so far, or lack of. Sutter's line was on the ice. Keenan took that line off in favor of Gretzky's line. I think that Sundin, who is on the ice now, is one of the key players that Mike Keenan wants to take care of. And at even strength, you're going to see Sutter out there in his line as much as possible.
They're playing four-side. Plus the goalies, a lot more room to maneuver out there with these offsetting penalties. As Niklas Lidstrom, number 4, tries to engineer the play for Team Sweden. That's Sundin with it. Now out to Messier. Messier being watched by Lidstrom. Forces him back to the corner. Sweden trying to head off Team Canada at center ice, and they're rather successful at that. A chance there, but it's on the offside as Sundin was sent in. Well, talking about Messier, he certainly was a surprise for Team Canada at the last moment. He wants to be traded, though, but where? Toronto or which team? Drive him home when the Canada Cup's over.
Might not be any money left for the television people, though.
Here's Corto to the blue line, but he's headed off there. I'm in a 10 in these 2 penalties to Team Canada and Team Sweden for roughing. Canada, 3 first-period goals for the lead they enjoy at the moment. But Sweden has made life miserable for Ranford. They've tested him the last little while, also late in that first period. In the corner, this is Forsland getting up through the crease. Dangerous play. And now here's Gretzky for Canada. He's got Corcoran with him. Brings it inside the line for Coffey. Coffey circling, will go to the corner and dump it in behind for the great one. Now trying to get it to Desjardins, who is tipped away from him. Back for Gretzky in behind. Trying to sweep it out there. Sliding was Michael Anderson to block it. Now Peter Anderson. Ex-Nordique. Washington Capital has it to the blue line and down to the Team Canada corner. Over 7 minutes gone here. Just a dozen seconds left of the 2 penalties. Gretzky leaves it in behind for Murphy. Murphy, as Corto goes across the blue line with him. It's behind Corto, picks it up, and shoots it in the direction of the net just wide. They'll change now. Sweden bringing it forward. 12.5 minutes to go in period 2. 3-0 for Team Canada. Here is Lindros. Lindros to Harachuk trying to thread it through. Or it was Robitaille. And now it's Johansson for Sweden. Johansson to Sundin. That's broken up. And Shanahan fights for it outside the blue line.
The thing to be aware of with Sundin on the ice, he does not come back into his defensive zone. So he leaves the offensive zone late. Be prepared for that.
Here's Naslund. Samuelsson. Great chance in front. And Rundqvist got robbed by Ranford. A penalty's going to be called here. But what a save by Billy Ranford. Play goes right on. Sweden banging away all around the Team Canada net. Mats Naslund back to the point. Here's the blast from Sandstrom, and Shanahan turns it across the line, and it's finally whistled down. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. They rough it up here on CTV.
Team Sweden and Billy Ranford's been just terrific. And you can understand now why Mike Keenan wants to pay attention to that Sundstrom, Rundqvist, Naslund line. They're just getting it done. There Naslund pulls, or pardon me, Lindros pulls down Samuelsson, and Lindros is in the penalty box.
It's a holding penalty. 8:09 into the period. An important power play opportunity for Team Sweden about to begin.
There's a beef right now by Brent Sutter to the linesman regarding the upcoming face-off. Sutter wants it closer to the blue line, and it's in between the top of the circle now and the blue line.
Thomas Lundqvist on the face-off. He is a goal and assist so far in the Canada Cup.
He's their best face-off man, too. But here he's going against one of the best in the business, in Brent Sutter.
Sutter of the New York Islanders. And Sutter wins it. Canada clears it. Coming up on 9 minutes of play here in the second period. Remember, Canada has scored twice tonight while shorthanded. Sundin has to leave it inside the line, and it's cleared by Sutter. Graham, great checker, is on the ice, leading the forechecking for Canada. Now Rundqvist brings it away to the blue line with Sundin, and Lidstrom plays it in behind. Right on the far side is Naslund in pursuit. Back on the right point, rolling in front, and McInnes picks it up and blasts it down the ice. Both changing on the fly now. McInnes getting it ahead to Larmer, and it's over 2 lines just inside the Swedish blue line.
You wonder if this makes Team Sweden a little nervous. Gretzky's on the ice killing penalties.
The Labatt's Blue Player of the Game for Team Canada will be awarded a unique Inuit sculpture courtesy of Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire supports skills development. Can't be totally comfortable the way Sweden has come back here from down 3-0. As John Davidson said, they have outshot his team in the second period and tested Bill Ranford on several occasions with great scoring opportunities. Now Thomas Steen dumps it off to Dahlin in the corner. It's checked by Desjardins. Thomas Sandstrom of the LA Kings takes over for Steen. They dig it back to Samuelsson, and they keep the power play alive. Fluid inside the blue line. But now this is Larmer with it for Canada. Rink wide for Gretzky. He drops it off in behind, and Larmer steps inside the line just to kill a few seconds in the Team Sweden zone. 34 seconds left now on the Eric Lindros penalty. Here's Dahlin being turned away by the side of the Canadian net. Larmer trying to win control in the corner. Steen moves in for Sweden. Makes his pass back on the point. Johansson shot, rebound. Steen bangs. Sandstrom, and down goes the glove of Ranford on top of the puck.
Bill Ranford, good saves. The rebound sitting out front a little bit. And the Swedish club never really got to the puck cleanly. In other words, having time to get a clean shot. The Canadian defenseman here trying to move people out. Coffey does. Desjardins gets back, and finally Billy Ranford's able to hang on. Ranford would love to make $750,000 a year for the upcoming season with Edmonton. They're stuck right now in a contract disagreement, as is a number of the Edmonton Oilers with Glenn Sather and company. Ranford becoming one of the best in the business. You can see it.
Sweden out shooting Team Canada 19-11 at this point. The midway point exactly of this Labatt Canada Cup matchup at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Just a second left now. Lindros back on the ice. Canada at full strength. Murphy tying up Bergqvist at center ice, turns him around. They bump along the near boards for it. Little flurry. Goes to the corner, taken down. No penalty indication. Play goes right on as the fans voice their displeasure.
That appeared to me to be a pretty good dive that the referee didn't go for.
There's Berglund now, makes a weak pass and rolls to the doorstep, high in the air, and Ranford flags it down and then dumps it off to the left corner. They are hitting all over the ice. A check behind the play on Samuelsson by Lindros.
Now an offside. Messier skated into the puck and took a hit, but he ended up being the player to hand it out. Fast-paced, bruising action here. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on Soderstrom was the star when Sweden upset the Soviet Union. He held the Soviets at bay. Shots on goal, 8-1 in the second period. The one shot by Canada, that one by Gretzky, that Soderstrom made a fine save on. We've seen Samuelsson take some hits. There's Messier involved with one of the Swedish players. Actually, It was Berglund who led the hits. Messier was prepared for it. Big Lindros was throwing some hits in behind the play. And we do have 2 players in the penalty box.
Yeah, Messier is in the cooler, along with number 15, Johan Garpenlov for Sweden. 9 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the second period. Team Canada, despite being outshot, still leads 3-0 after a dominant first period. This is Nicholas Lidström, Swedish defenseman, getting it back to Forsland. Now inside the line, they come forward. Tocchet moves in to help along with Smith. They bunch up on Thomas Forsland in the corner, but Salming has it on the right point. His shot hits Forsland, can't find the rebound, gets tied up, and Smith comes away with it. Dale Hawerchuk of the Buffalo Sabres takes a check in the corner from Forsland. Steve Smith. Hawerchuk. He'll go to the bench after golfing it in. No. Makes a left turn and stays on the ice to keep the puck in the Swedish zone. Sweden clears back inside Team Canada's blue line. About 8 minutes to play in the second period. They both change now. Sullivan against Corson. Rink wide from Sundin to Rundqvist. Sundin in the corner. Ranford clears it there, passing it in front past Johansson, but kept in by Samuelsson. Now Mats Sundin. Sundin setting, shooting. Great save by Ranford. My, what a save by the Edmonton Oilers' Bill Ranford.
Shot for Team Sweden, maybe their best of the game. It comes off the stick blade of Mats Sundin, a rolling puck, and Ranford with a sensational catching glove save. Team USA talked about Ranford's glove, said they would try to keep the puck away from Ranford's glove side. Now you can see why. Great save. The Swedes have dominated here for portions of the second period. Bill Ranford has been, without a question, the difference.
Sutter wins another face-off against Rundqvist, and Team Canada, Sutter carrying, brings it across the Swedish line once again. Approaching the 13-minute mark of this period, 3-0 for Team Canada. Offsetting penalties just seconds away from expiration. Sutter being marked by Kalle Johansson. And they whistle it down in that corner. The referee will come to the bench again. A roughing call against this man on the Bats Canada Cup and C. Red Sutter for roughing. 12:53 could be a critical time to send a Swedish power play into motion.
Johansson holding up Sutter, and Sutter reacts, and this referee is calling reaction penalties, something to be aware of. Now listen, any coach in the league will tell you the 3-0 lead, it's great to have it. But when you have a 3-0 lead, teams tend to relax mentally somewhat, and I think Team Canada has here in the second period. And if not for Bill Ranford, this thing would be a lot closer than what it is.
That's right. Not only have they had it, they've had that lead for quite a long time now. 13 minutes have gone by in the second period. Those 2 earlier offsetting penalties have now expired, so Sutter is in the penalty box, and Sweden will test Team Canada on the power play opportunity. Dahlin's on the ice now with Sandstrom. They bring it inside the line. Sandstrom with it, trying to center it. He stick check, but he carries right on. He's got Samuelsson on the left point. Made a bad pass. Gretzky clears to center. Messier bumping with Kalle Johansson. Canada trying to head Sweden off their own blue line. They do successfully. And Gretzky stepped inside just a hair offside.
And a penalty upcoming to Mark Messier, I believe. He was about to be hit. Got his stick right up across one of the Team Sweden players, and Canada will now be shorthanded 2 players. The Swedes taking the body. Watch Messier's stick. Boom. Across the back of the head of Thomas Steen. Steen's helmet's knocked forward, and Team Canada gets caught here.
Yeah, they get caught in an emotion game that they can't win if they want to hold this lead.
You could sense it earlier with Sandstrom driving people crazy. Sutter takes an offensive penalty. Here, while the team's shorthanded, Mark Messier takes a penalty. And like the referee or not, the key is the team's got to settle in and start being smart.
So the best opportunity of the night for Sweden to get back in the game is afforded them here. There's still 1:19 left to go in Sutter's roughing penalty. And now joining him is Mark Messier.
Swedes with their 5 best offensive players on the ice right now.
McInnes, Larmer, and Gretzky, the defenders for Canada. Sundin makes the bad pass, and Canada clears.
And another penalty upcoming, this time to Team Sweden. The turnover was created, and Larmer was tripped up by number 4, Lindstrom. And this was a smart play by the Canadians with their penalty-killing unit. Right inside the blue line. Larmer read the play. Lindstrom was beaten on the fake and put the leg out to trip up Steve Larmer. And here Team Sweden had a chance to get into it. And Larmer, who's not a flashy player, but bright, very bright on the ice, showed his stuff.
So that eases some of the pressure. Still 4 attackers against 3 for 1:05.
Lindstrom is their best young offensive defenseman. He takes that penalty and sits, so Ulf Samuelsson comes out to play left defense on this power play unit.
Steen on the face-off wins it. Samuelsson tries to bring it ahead of the right wing pass to Sandstrom. That's inside the line. Skates to the corner. Sandstrom will dig it back for Kalle Johansson. Here's the play in front for Samuelsson, and a great save again in the glove of Billy Ranford. What a performance Ranford has put on here tonight. Gretzky will kill seconds now, taking it back behind his own net. 35 seconds left in the Sutter penalty.
Did you see that? Is that something to watch? 99% of the people playing hockey wouldn't even think of trying that because it's just too scary. But knocking the puck off the net, the back of the net, getting it back, some move.
Kalle Johansson to Samuelsson. He will fake the shot. 12 seconds left in the Sutter penalty. That's the extent now of the time of the Swedish power play advantage. Kalle Johansson down to the corner. Steen feeds it back to him. Now Samuelsson. Quick shot blocked in front somehow through a maze by Ranford. And Sutter's back on the ice chasing a loose puck. Team Canada's killed the power play.